Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Connect PE Mix Show, where we mix the beats of innovation with the rhymes of transformation. I'm your boy, Marcus DJ Potential Hart. You also know me from the Transform You live show. That's Transform the Letter U live show. We're going to be spinning something truly special for y'all. Our mission here is simple. We bring you stories that inspire hope, resilience, and a whole lot of flavor. Today, we're diving deep into the waters of the world of a very special guest, a man who I got a chance to get connected with a little bit and know a little bit more about him. I think you guys are going to enjoy this creative powerhouse who is a true testament to the power of transformation and cultural voice. He's an artist, a poet, an activist, and a voice that truly echoes strength and unity. I'm talking about no other than the multifaceted wordsmith Demigod. Yes, we got the brother. He's dynamic. He got rhymes that are sharp, that could slice through New York's traffic. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into this journey. What's going on, Demigod?
Everything's good. It's a pleasure to be here, brother. Pleasure.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, I try to edify you as much as possible, man. I hope I did a good job.
Nah, you did a great job. Allah's blessing. Yep, that's a fact.
Hey, man, I think it's, falls short of what your soul truly is, you know?
Islam, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think that we all connected, and you got light workers on the planet. Everybody's connected. Everybody's on different levels, and every level is needed, like a ladder. You know what I'm saying? Every level is needed for us to rise together. Facts.
Yeah, facts. So, I want you to take us back a bit. You know, they say Brooklyn got his own rhythm, and Mount Vernon's got the soul. You've been molded by both. So tell us, how did, these vibrant environments shape you into the artist, force that you are today?
Wow, that's a good question. I was born in Brownsville, Brooklyn, and raised in Crown Heights till the age about junior high school, and then I moved to Mount Vernon, New York. In Brooklyn, hip hop was at that time was universal. It wasn't international, but it was universal. Like, it was already on the radio. You know what I'm saying? We already took over commercial music, because rock and roll had they time. You know what I'm saying? But
right,
the time when I really came into hip hop is when we basically took over the commercial airwaves, and rap and hip hop was the number one genre of music. And I got into hip hop from my cousin Ski. You know what I'm saying? Free rock. My cousin, he locked up right now in Pennsylvania, doing life in prison for a murder he didn't commit. And he was the first one to really bring the whole rap science to me. I started writing poetry at 9 years old. So I used to write Poetry's Corner for old Harlem newspaper that my mother's friend used to publish. And every month they publish a new newspaper, and I had to create a new poem. So I did that for some time, and that influenced me with words. I aspired to be a poet, and poetry was my thing. Literary arts was really, I'm not even going to hold you. Everything literary was my thing. My grandmother had me read newspapers. Like, reading and writing it comes together. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother was already prepping me. I guess she knew that words was my thing, and she's just give me newspaper articles. Read this to me. Read this one to me, and just read this to me. 9 years old, 10 years old. So that sparked my wordplay to be able to go into, go into the poetry. And then my background, as far as my family background, as far as like the movement, the social movement of our people in America was basically rubbed off on me. So then I started to put that in my poetry. My poetry was mainly about social issues, slavery, you know what I'm saying? The things that I was being pumped from school, from home. And my cousin Ski came with the rapping thing, and I'm like, rap? I'll try it. Wrote my first rap. And when I wrote my first rap, that was it. Like, we did a song together. I did a song with him. He had tracks already. He was already moving. At the time, he was going by Son of Blunts out of Crown Heights, New York, Utica, Montgomery. Shout out to Utica, Montgomery. And yeah, man, after that, it was a history, man. I was like, yeah, I want to be a rapper. That was it. Like, I want to be a rapper. You know what I mean?
What I like about it is, you describe it as a science, man, and we don't hear many people speak of it that way anymore. And I love that you took it back for us and put it out there that it is a science, and the fact that you been involved and around the arts, since 9, but maybe even a little bit before that, you probably was in the womb getting some of that wordplay going on. And it that's a good journey, man. That's a hero's journey. And they say every rapper's got a story and a beat to match it.
Yes.
When did music and poetry, really come together? Because once he hooked up with Ski, he introduced you to the vocal part of this, but the poetry part of you has always been there.
Yes.
So was there a time where like these two forces came together and they shaped you into the artist you are now?
Very nice question. I appreciate your etiquette and your order of questioning, because that's Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon is where that's where music, that's when I really started getting into, because now when I moved from Brooklyn to Mount Vernon, of course, me and Ski parted ways. My family stayed in Brooklyn, but my mother relocated to Mount Vernon. When I got to Mount Vernon at the time was the epic center of music. So we had CL Smooth, Pete Rock. They was legends. Heavy D. He was already on TV and doing movies already. And Denzel Washington come from out of here. You know what I'm saying? Dick Clark. Like there's Felicia Rashad. This place is a melting pot of Sidney Poitier, you know what I'm saying? They all was in Mount Vernon at some point or another, whether they was born here or moved here and picked up on the lingo and was a part of the gumbo pot of culture. That affected me. I met Heavy D. I was good, you know what I'm saying? I became good friends with Pete Rock, the mega producer at the time, still is one of the greatest producers.
Yeah.
And that right there was influence, you know what I'm saying? That he influenced me. We got songs together. And Mount Vernon at the time was just like, and what's intricate about Mount Vernon, it's only 4 square miles. So a lot of people might think Mount Vernon is upstate New York, but Mount Vernon is the Bronx. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
241st White Plains Road. You on one side of the street, you could go to Rikers Island. You get caught on the other side of the street doing crime, you can go on to Valhalla, the county jail. There's no water separating us. There's no, you know what I'm saying? There's no field. There's nothing. You cross the street, the Bronx, you go across the street, you're in Mount Vernon. So I think people get the misconception about the placement of where Mount Vernon sits on the map. But it's a 4 square miles east to west, 4 square miles north to south. It's really not a big town. Everybody know each other. But what's very special about the town is that it used to be predominantly our people. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to use the word black. We got the feds right here. I'm a Moor. So we don't call ourselves blacks and African American. We don't even acknowledge those terms. Those are social constructs. So I would say the Moors in Mount Vernon was ran by Moorish businesses. It was kind of like a little black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? We had the Moorish mayor, Moorish police commissioner. So at the time, now, not so much as far as businesses. It's been gentrified, of course, and they moved a lot of our people out. You know what I'm saying? Businesses that we create don't flourish anymore. So we know they move and direct us as they want. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I loved about Mount Vernon. But that's where the music aspect, that's when I started really hitting the studio. You know what I'm saying? Really like, okay, we going in the studio, I'm doing my own song. I'm writing 3/16s, you know what I'm saying? 2 8-bar choruses. And they don't even do that no more in hip hop.
Nah.
They don't even do that no more in hip hop. So yeah, Mount Vernon was the music part.
And I love it, man. You just gave us a real good history lesson. And the way you describe it's a perfect box, you know, but like it's a good box, you know what I'm saying? To like, you know, grab all that influence, have all of that, you know, meddling, you know, just all in that box there, man. And I never really knew, you know, the true history, and to get someone who was there, breathed it, walked it. You know, you mentioned like some top hitters, man. You know, Heavy D, rest in peace. I can't say enough, man. You know, along those lines, you know, you had a lot of torchbearers that lit the path for you. These folks made you want to grab the mic and the pen.
That's a fact. And that's just the beginning, though.
Yeah.
You know, that was the baby era of Demigod.
Yeah.
The teenage and young man of Demigod, DMX, Rough Riders, D Block, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's just a constant bombardment of influence. You know what I'm saying? It's a constant shout out to Rough Riders, shout out to D Block, RP DMX, RP Heavy D. But that's all family. Mount Vernon, Yonkers, Grand Nubian. Shout out to Law, you know what I'm saying? Grand Pooba, you know what I'm saying? Sadat X, all influences, all right here with me. Like I'm right. I can go right to the next town over and see Brand Nubian. You know what I mean? These legends. So this is
crazy.
Melting pot, man. Melting pot.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. What a time, man. You know, what a time to be alive, you know, during that area. I bet when you was down in there, you know, people, they say, man, I'm going to spit it like they owe me lunch money.
So, back then, you had to be a spitter. You know what I'm saying? It's not like how it is now. You know what I mean? Back then, you had to be somebody to rap back then, or you couldn't rap or come outside. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Now,
hey, I can tell you, go back in the house.
Yeah, so, you know, now dudes is rapping to be somebody. You know what I'm saying? So it's backwards, like, you know what I'm saying? You had to see somebody to rap. You couldn't just come out talking a whole bunch of stuff. People didn't believe you. You had to be really like living it to a certain degree. But we see that now and in the drill, you know what I'm saying? But like gentrification, we're being directed and navigated to a certain frequency. It's the same thing with the drill. You got to be living that, you know what I'm saying? And they have reversed the trajectory of the Public Enemy vibe, Jungle Brother vibe, Queen Latifah vibe, you know what I'm saying? The Nas vibe of the 90s, Rakim vibe, Wu-Tang vibe. They have changed the trajectory of the music to drill, and where they got these young boys killing each other just to prove that they live in their lyrics. You feel me? So
that's real talk, man. And you know, speaking of getting into real talk, you know, you dropped the album Goons, Goblins, and Gods, and it got folks talking, and you know, it inspired this powerhouse of a project. And I really want to know, and I know the audience want to know, what themes was front and center.
I think Goons, Goblins, and Gods. See, my whole thing is my niche and what I want to be my niche, because you don't never know what the people are going to gravitate to or how people are going to place you. You could, artists as creators, we put our stuff out and we put ourselves out there, but you never know how the critics and how society, the people who run this, they place you in paradigms. So I don't know what paradigm they're going to put me in, but this is the paradigm I'm shooting for. I'm shooting to take the nigga kingdom. Tupac, one of my favorite artists and who I feel is one of the greatest artists of all time when it comes to rappers. He said, he used to talk a lot about the nigga kingdom. You know, we all know America has two different societies, even though on TV they only show one. But there's an underground of America. Predominantly our people are in the underground. So that's the nigga kingdom. The nigga kingdom is everything that niggas like. You feel what I'm saying? We already know we have a nigga culture. You understand? And black culture and nigga culture is kind of like not too far from, you know what I'm saying? A lot of Christians and a lot of Black nationalist groups probably don't want to admit it, but the Black kingdom and the nigger kingdom is not too far from each other. So
it's synonymous in a way, you know?
Exactly.
Definitely synonymous.
So I want to cater my content, my books, my music, my movies, and the scripts that I write and the content that I plan to bring to the people to spark the minds of both communities, the conscious community. So we got the nigger kingdom and we got the conscious community. The conscious community within the last 5 years has seen a rise with the brothers of Dr. Umar Johnson and brothers like my son and other brothers out there that's on the internet spreading truth and teaching truth and bringing awareness about things. So we've seen a rise of the conscious community with the Israelites, with the Moors, with the Black Muslims, with the Asset Society, with it's a lot of Black nationalist groups that we on the rise consciously. So we're seeing a renaissance, a new renaissance in art, and it's always a battle. But I want to have a balance. I don't just want to cater music to the nigger kingdom because I'm from the nigger kingdom. You know what I'm saying? But I know that the nigger kingdom needs brothers like me that been there, that hold some type of weight. You feel me? The big homie. You know what I'm saying? The big brother. You know what I mean? We don't need to leave the community and never come back and live this life of luxury in the California hills. I feel that every big homie and every artist has a duty socially, regardless of the genre of your music, you have a duty socially to come back and do something. So Goons, Goblins, and Gods is the beginning and the embodiment of that. Goons, Goblins, Gods. So I got music on there for the nigger kingdom. I got music on there for the conscious kingdom. And that's how it meshed together. Goons, Goblins, and Gods is hard, man. I listen to it back myself, and I always do a third party. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure I'm not the only artist that do that. We do that. Artists do that. We do third party. We step out of ourselves and just try to like really critique what we doing. But yeah, man, Goons, Goblins, and Gods is it speaks to the testament of the foundation of nigger kingdom, conscious kingdom.
I like how you gave us an illustration of that, and that really does help us like pry into, you know, what you really, you know, trying to get out. And I think 100 Moors, it's a real good rallying call, you know, unifying anthem that really give us the inside scoop of the core message that you're trying to put out to everyone that has this melanin in their skin, you know, and that's part of the Americas, shall we say? So like, what, you know, in your own words, what's that core message? You know, I know you spoke to it.
That 100 Moors is very, very, that 100 Moors is important. And right now, sometimes it take people a little time to catch on. But that 100 Moors is for the little brothers out there that's gang banging, you know what I'm saying, committing crimes. They don't really get the other side. So that song, 100 Moors, is a call for the gangs to come together, unify under melanin shit. You know what I'm saying? You have melanin in your skin, and this is prevalent in the federal penitentiary. So that's why it's important for the song, because the young brothers don't really know the environment of the federal penitentiary. So they out here in the world and they living the way they living, but there's a whole nother world in there. And I don't care what gang you a part of. When you come in there, you down with melanin shit. You heard?
Right. You better be.
Thing is race. So you got the Aryan Brotherhood, you got the Mexican cartels, they deep in there, and you got race wars. So it don't matter what gang you in. You could be Blood, you could be Crip, you could be whatever you want to be. But guess what? You either in the BGF or you in the UBN car. United Blood Nation or Black Guerrilla Family. Shout out to George Jackson, Jonathan Jackson, the Soul Bad Brothers. where that whole thing started. You know what I'm saying? But the young brothers need to know that. And it's trickling out in the street. We see, even though us as a people, we never been on race. You know what I'm saying? We have cookouts and barbecues. Europeans could come walk over. We gonna get them a plate, treat them like we don't see race. We never seen race. The indigenous of America helping the pilgrims tall the soil. We never saw race. Yeah, you look different from us. You got gray eyes, blue eyes, blonde hair, red hair, but we know you're a creature of Allah. Allah has created you. You know what I'm saying? You are a creation of the higher power. So our people have always had a wholesomeness with us. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But every time we talk about unity, Europeans or Jewish people or other races in American community start to talk like we are racist. If we talk about any type of unity or sticking together, oh, that's racist. How is that racist when y'all have y'all communities here, y'all have y'all businesses here that cater to y'all, and this is our country. This is our land. So why can't we unify? So 100 Moors is that warrior drum. That's that warrior drum to say, yo, listen, man, it's time to come together. It's time to stop killing each other. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you can't be gangster. You could be gangster. You could rep your set. You could rep your hood. But understand the ramifications of what's going on in the broader aspect of the world, not just your block. You understand? Understand your actions holds higher ramifications for it reverberates all around the world, man. You know what I mean? You can't kill a brother and think that it doesn't reverberate all around the world. So everything we do, we got to understand that unity is the number one force. Love and unity. Facts. 100 Moors, man. 100 Moors.
Thing about it is, you pointed out something interesting. I caught it. Is that like we can look at someone who's not our race or don't look like us with these Allah's eyes, Allah, divine God, whatever you call them. You can put on those lenses and see people as they are, as a creation of the Most High. But we struggle to do it with each other. We look at somebody, we'll tear their whole character down and forget the fact that, like, you look like me and we come from something higher, and the fact that we're the same, you don't have to be in the intellect, construct, but the fact that we share the same bloodline, why is it so hard for us to come together? But music speaks volumes, and when you put on a track that everybody is vibing to, that's the best time when you see everybody come together. So, like, how do you see tracks like the 100 Moors catalyzing, this real social change that we need out on the streets and beyond? You spoke of a federal penitentiary. I had a little stake, myself with the feds. I thank God I ain't go to records, but but yeah, I had a little stake with the feds. But this is a message that we got to get out here, man. And how can tracks like this do it?
Well, for one, I want to say when European comes into the federal penitentiary, they are given an ultimatum. The ultimatum is you either get down with us or be alone. To get down with us, you have to rape or kill a Moorish brother, a melanin brother, a copper skin brother. So just understand the ramifications of numbers. Let's just do the numbers. If their membership is 10,000 strong in federal penitentiary, that's 10,000 brothers that took a L, because the initiation off rip is to kill or rape one. You understand? So that right there is for one. For two, the reason why we can't come together is because we underestimate our opponent. Our opponent uses television, music, even fashion, every aspect of our society to brainwash and program us to be how we are. You understand? Our people get through some, it ain't, people say, oh, well, He made his own choices to go to prison. Did he? He made his own choices to sell drugs. Did he? Did he? So we got to really start the conversation with common sense and intellect and reason. Conductive reasoning is a word that I love, because using conductive reasoning points out those factors, that this is why people can't stick together. It's not because they don't want to stick together. It's that they are dealing with, just like a mental illness, it's a programming of the mind. Control a man's mind and you control his body. Hit the head, the body will fall. So we got to understand these things that we indulge into, even the music, the frequency. I'm getting to it. You see, I'm leading up to it. The frequency of the music is one of the tools that they use to brainwash the youth. So the images and the music make you feel good. You see the images of the beautiful women, money, jewelry, cars, everybody looking happy, and the frequency of the music. That's programming. So now, whenever you see those images, you get them same feelings you had when you was in the club. You know what I'm saying? When you get the idea of being a part of a gang and letting your gun go, you get those same exhilarating drug high, natural high feelings that you had in the club when the music is on, and all of those things is permanent. So 100 Moors is a reverse. Get me? The vibration. If you hear my cadence on it, it's a frequency. It's a frequency that's opposite. It's drill music. It's a drill song, but the frequency is bringing us the opposite direction than where they've been taking it. And that's what that's why I did it.
Yeah, with those lyrics, man, I'm surprised the paper didn't catch fire on the mic. So, you was definitely channeling, all that unity, through a megaphone or something.
That's a fact.
Yeah, man.
That song, The Ring.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, I'm really enjoying this conversation. I'm really feeding. I know the audience is too. So for those out there right now, I want you to stop with what you're doing right now. Go check out, some of the music, comment, or subscribe to this particular episode if you, still right here. We're going to take a quick break, let some of our sponsors pay the bills for us, and we'll be right back with Demigod. Let's get it. Now, the flu season confronts us with so many uncertainties. Embracing personal growth can truly bluster our holistic defenses. What I'm talking about the Transformation Collective, and it's inviting you, yes, you, my friend, to dive into a faith-based approach to wellness and success. With monthly memberships featuring holistic guides, ebooks, and webinars for just only $9.99 per month. Your journey toward resilience and personal transformation begins today. Don't miss out. Visit Transformation Collective to enhance your life now. The link is in the description.
Yeah, so let's get into it.
Let's get it.
Financial literacy. So my company is called More Money Entertainment. Of course, I started my company based off of multimedia, books, music, movies, TV, podcasts. Granted, okay. But then I had an aha moment. And while being in the community, I seen a need for what my aha moment entails. Financial literacy is very, very important, and it's missing in our community. So our people that's hustling, especially the hustlers, especially the young brothers that's scamming and they getting money here and there, what you gonna do with the money? People that's working, the hard-working brothers and sisters out there, on that hamster wheel, how do you get off of it? Well, my company and my movement, we are going to bring financial literacy, and we're going to bring financial resources to show you how the wealthy build wealth. One thing we deal with is precious metals. So what my company does, my company plays the middleman between other companies and other nonprofits and initiatives that we feel could benefit our people. We meticulously pick these companies and these people that we feel could help our people. We have a platform called 7K Metals that we have partnered with. More Money Entertainment has partnered with 7K Metals, which is investing in precious metals, gold, silver, platinum. Our people aren't taught this. Our people only know jewelry. We go to the jewelry store, we buy jewelry, but little do we know we're not getting pure gold and silver from the jewelry store. It's just like the drug game. That cocaine, that heroin is cut. By the time it gets to the street, it's not pure no more. Same thing with the jewelry. So when y'all going out there and y'all buying these Cuban links and y'all buying these diamond chains and gold chains, you're wasting your money because the gold is not pure, the silver is not pure. It's being mixed with other metals and being watered down, and it's losing value. So that's why when you go to the pawn shop, the jewelry is worth nothing. When you go to try to get your money back, it's worth, first of all, he's not going to give you because that's how he make money. But then he actually puts it under the microscope. You don't know what he's looking at. You thinking it's official, but he is seeing it's cut with copper, it's cut with iron, it's cut with all these different base metals that loses the value. So now he tell you, I give you $100. You like, what? Hey, you know how much I paid for this? $100? Yeah. So
fact.
The platform, 7K platform, you could go on their platform. It's a private platform. The public, it's not open to the public. You have to be referred and sponsored by a member already. I am your sponsor. So if you go on the website, 7K Metals, and you want to become a member, there's videos. We have educational videos that teach you about precious metals. It teaches you about the gold and silver market. It teaches you about inflation. It teaches you about the dollar, the history behind the dollar, and why the dollar is not as valuable as it was 50 years ago. So all of these things, but Demetrius Bey, that's your sponsor. Yeah, I'm hustling right now.
Hey, get it on, man.
If you want to join 7K, you're going to need a sponsor. I'm your sponsor. Put in Demetrius Bey, DEMETRIUSBEY, Bey. So that's one platform. That's one way to build wealth. And you can use your money out your check every week to buy gold and silver and stock up on your gold and silver reserves, which will be very good because when they transfer the money over to digital, any gold and silver that you own is gonna double in worth, triple in cost. But now you have the power to leverage tangible wealth. When they take the money away, you won't be, because of course we're gonna have a period of time in between the time when they take the money and they switch to digital. There's going to be a time where people are not going to know what to do or how to get accustomed to this new way.
All right, DJ Potential here, aka Marcus Hart, the government, and don't get it twisted. But we definitely been dropping some gems here. You know, Demigod has given us a history lesson, and then open up a treasure chest of like things that like we can cling on to. So now we got to go beyond the music in this next segment or two, and really just unfold some things that like, you guys might want to dive further into. So you're not just dropping albums, Demigod. You know, you unfold the stories in books too. If God could rap, that title alone is enough to make a preacher nod. So share what that project means to you and how lyrics morph into poetry.
Well, the book, If God Could Rap, it's going to be a series. So right now, Part 1 is out, and I got a copy right here for the people. It's on Amazon right now. You could go get that. My author moniker is Hafiz Bey, HAFISBEY. So If God Could Rap is a powerful book because it's the lyrics from my songs. So a lot of my songs that's out on iTunes right now, all streaming platforms, a lot of the lyrics were put into short form, which is a form of like how Nostradamus, if anybody's familiar with Nostradamus' book, Nostradamus wrote his books in quadrants. And quadrants are small pieces of words to spark about a thought, but to keep it isolated and focused on the power of the 2 or 3 sentences that's there, and not bombard the person with a bunch of words before they can even get a deep, deep understanding of the quadrant. So yeah, we did that. We took the lyrics from our songs and we took what we felt were the heaviest parts, the most important parts, and we created quadrants. And I'm going to do If God Could Rap 2. I'm going to do If God Could Rap 3, and that's going to be my poetry series. Wow.
That put me in some deep, deep thought about that, man. Because the stuff that go the hardest, you definitely channeled it from somewhere on a different frequency level. So the fact that like that title speaks perfectly to that, man, I hope people caught that. I hope people really entice people to want to go and check out that book and then do some own self-reflection on different periods in their life where these ideas, these word plays, this artistic side of us, it's coming from somewhere, man. We tap it in deep, and I appreciate that book. I appreciate that a lot. I'm gonna grab you a couple copies. Yeah, because that's gonna give me some own self-reflection.
It's crazy too. Another thing that rap, people don't know what rap means. So that's another reason why I put the book out, is because people don't know that rap means rhythm and poetry. Yeah. That's the acronym for rap. That's why they call it rap. So, I have a podcast and I like to speak to the people. So, I do speaking events and I record them. And sometimes I just go out in the community with a mic and I just to the people. I was in Times Square. Go to my YouTube. You can see I was in Times Square. I had merchandise. I had money. I had cash. I was giving out money. And I was just running up on people, just asking them and giving them a shot and letting them know, if you get it right, you either get a free hoodie, free sweatshirt, or you get $50 cash right now. If you could tell me what the acronym for rap means. And nobody answered right. Nobody.
Wow, nobody? Whoa.
Nobody knew that rap meant rhythm and poetry. So that solidified that the book is needed. You feel me? The book was needed, and it's an educational tool, because right now, like I said, we was talking about drill and we was talking about trap. Those two genres don't focus on lyrical wordplay. Those genres have other things that they focus on to make them the genres that they are. But those genres are not rap. It's not. That's why they call it. They don't call it rap. They call it trap. That's why they don't call drill rap. It's drill. Because for you to have a rap song, or for you to rap, you got to have rhythm and poetry. R-A-P. Just like rhythm and blues, R&B, rap is rhythm and poetry. So if you ain't got the poetry and you don't have the emphasis of making sense with your words and really sending a message, then you're not really rapping. So that puts it in perspective. Literally.
Yeah, it's definitely literally.
Literally.
So that shows you how much the culture has shifted, man. We have shifted into this world where we just microwaving every doggone thing, and we have left our divine nature, and we're not tapping in like we should. People should be tapping in instead of like, they want the dopamine, they want the dopamine. They're so addicted to the dopamine, but they don't realize there's another way to get that dopamine.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And that's just echoing what we talked about with 100 Moors and the album. But let's talk some literature, man. You know, you got a really interesting title here, Polygamy, More Wet. It's challenging the norms that we see, breaking some change, and then redefining relationships, which is a societal problem in our culture, especially. How does this book resonate with today's society and spiritual growth?
It's another one of my favorites. Polygamy More Wet for the People. Go get that. It's on Amazon and it's on our Moorish website, Khalifa Media, Califa media.com. But Polygamy More Wet, I've always been a person that's been a visionary. And a lot of this, even now, a lot of the music that I'm even dropping now is 10 years old. Feel me? 10 years old. Yeah. 15 years old. I got some songs 15 years old that could rock right now. So sometimes creators create and they get discouraged because, you know, it doesn't catch on right now, or people aren't ready for it right now, or they get backlash from their creations right now. But Allah works in mysterious ways. So sometimes your creations aren't for right now. Sometimes you are really before your time. And I really feel I press myself on being a visionary and trying to see the trajectory of where our communities are going. We come from single mother homes. We come from Jim Crow. We come from the welfare system. We come from gentrifications and other aspects of our lives. So this book is a call for us to honor our mothers and fathers. So a lot of times people like to regurgitate scriptures from the Bible, but a lot of times we don't really understand the deep ramifications of words, because in the Bible it says the power is in the word and the word is with God. So rapping lyrics and words in books, words are powerful. Sometimes just as powerful as the frequency of the music. So we have to know and understand that in the word, polygamy, more wet, in culture is honoring our mothers and fathers. That saying, honor thy mother, honor thy father, has nothing to do with your biological mother and father. Figure that out. So a lot of people understand, like, so honor thy mother and thy father means the ancestry line of male and female from which all of us come from. You must honor your ancestors, the ones that paved the way before you, because they did things for a reason. Listen, our ancestors were great. Our ancestors fueled this whole world with education. We brought mathematics. We brought science. We are the architects of civilization. So while we go into other people for ways of how we should treat each other, love each other, how we should father, how we should rear our children, how we should teach our children, we should stop going to other races, because these other races honor their mothers and fathers, because they honor their culture. They honor their ancestors. There's certain things that they do in their tradition that they would die or kill before they change it. It's been like that for 1,000 years, 5,000 years, and we're going to continue to do it that way, because they know that their ancestors had a good reason for doing it that way. So when we talk about polygamy more wet, we have baby mothers, we have broken homes, we have men mass incarcerated. How do we combat that? The Sankofa bird in Africa folklore, the Sankofa bird is a message of returning back from which you came so you can see where you're going. The Sankofa bird is a bird in Africa that has the ability to turn its head all the way around, even with its buttocks, and look behind him. So that bird and that symbol is the ramifications of polygamy more wet. It's about returning to the culture of our ancestors. And European women have our women thinking polygamy is bad and degrades the woman. But from my research, and that's what the book is about, the book is not saying that everybody should practice polygamy. No, that's not. It takes strong people, exceptional people. Everybody in the Bible was, everybody that practiced multi-relationships, because it's not just polygamy. You have polyamory, you have just village. It takes a village to raise a child is a African proverb that comes from societies that practice this unification, this collectivism, and not individualism. Western society, European society is based off of individualism. Our societies were based off of collectivism. We never leave no child behind. We never leave no woman behind. That's polygamy. You understand? So all of that, oh, I can't share my husband. If you have a man and he has two other baby mothers, whether he's having sex with them or not, that's polygamy, because he has to make sure those other households have food, clothing, shelter. If he's doing it, I'm not talking about the deadbeat dads. We already know the deadbeat dads. We talking about men who stand up and take care of their families. You understand? So if a man has children with multiple women, that's polygamy. So what deteriorates our community is that the women don't understand that they need to be coming together. They need to be together. They need to be building. How come he got 3 baby mothers and they all get their nails done and they go to the Asians to get their nails done, but all 3 of them get $10,000 every year in tax returns? They need to be putting that together collectively, opening their own nail salon and showing their children how to conduct business and be self-sufficient. So that's what polygamy is really. It's not about having sex with multiple women. We doing that anyway. Y'all not stopping that. That's not stopping. That's happening anyway. Man, it's going to do that's not stopping. But our ancestors knew, okay, how do we curb this where it doesn't hurt our children and it doesn't hurt our women? Polygamy is something that we can implement in our societies once we're ready. Because I believe, everything ain't for everybody, man. It's just what it is, man.
This is a real serious topic and talk, man, that's really a good way to kick off this what they call it, the Black History Month energy, which, I got my qualms about it. I think it does limit it, what you mentioned about, honor your father and your mother, the ancestral, and the knowledge of where we truly come from versus this individualism, this Western idea of let's only edify this person for the success and accomplishments. And, that's great and dandy, but the validity aspect that you just gave us, the construct of that, how do we move ourselves as a people when looking at the foundation that was already built for us, instead of trying to adapt into something that doesn't even come natural to us, man.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So I really love that. I really love that, you gave us a deep dive into that. I think that's beholden to what's needed. There's a pillar, man, that stands strong in your work, and it's very evident in the way you talk. Faith, man. People got their own ideas of faith. Some people shy away from faith. How does faith weave its way into your music, your pen, and your activist work?
Faith is another force. There's forces in this world that we attribute to things that we don't really understand because we have a low level of understanding, or a limited level of understanding by design. The powers that be who control the religions and the academia, they're not giving us the true meaning of these powers. Faith is a force. It's not something to believe. I'm going to say that again. Faith is a force. It's not something to believe, because belief has no ground.
The waivers.
Belief, you can believe whatever you want to believe, but is it fact? Is it real? Is it tangible? That's the difference between being a scientist and being a believer. A believer can believe that the sky is red and elephants are raining from the clouds. A believer can go all the way with that belief until the day they die. But what is really the facts? So faith is a force that I use. I have faith in my higher power. I have faith in myself. And then I have faith in my people. So that's why I do what I do. And I go against the odds every day. Everything I create is going against the odds. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't have the diamonds and all. I'm not doing all that. I want to attract who has that same faith. You understand? So everything I ain't for everybody. I ain't for everybody. I'm cool with that. That's not why I'm here. That's not why I incarnated. It's not why I incarnated in this time. I incarnated in this time to bring exactly what I'm bringing and to do exactly what I'm doing. And whoever vibes with me will continue to support my creativity. And who doesn't, I know that everything is not for everybody, like I said. So everybody's on a different level. Even viewers listening to this conversation, some of the things we speaking about may go over their heads. But years later, that's how it happens. Years later, you get that aha moment and you go back. Let me go back to that podcast. Let me go back to that show and hear that over again, because that sparked something that I'm just now realizing. And faith has something to do with all of that, man. Faith, if you don't have no faith, you can't even get there. Faith is a force.
It's definitely a force. You know, they say dropping seeds, and that seed is either going to grow or it's not going to grow. And it's faith that pushes that seed to grow into like what it's supposed to be. And there's scripture, you know, when you get into the Christian, or however you want to put it, the Christ frequency, you know, that you know, he says that a mustard seed can move a mountain. So that was the hint right there.
That was the hint.
You know, you know, you can't sit up there and believe and try to manifest the mountain. You have to go, you know, go do it, go see it, you know, take the seeds that's been dropped into you and move it.
And move it. Movement.
Movement, man.
People don't understand.
Yeah.
They got us complacent. They got us praying and waiting for God to, and Allah's like, I gave you the power of choice. I gave you the power of creation. I gave you the power of movement. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about Christianity, right? I'm part of the Moorish Science Temple of America. It's only my duty to mention the Moorish Science Temple of America. I'm a missionary, speaker, and teacher from the Moorish Science Temple of America. This is my feds right here. You know what I'm saying? Marcus Garvey, one of our forerunners, Noble Jew Ali, the Honorable Noble Jew Ali. If we didn't have real quick, Noble Jew Ali, he don't get no props. But if it wasn't for Noble Jew Ali, we wouldn't have Master Fard Muhammad. We wouldn't have Elijah Muhammad. We wouldn't have had Malcolm X. We wouldn't have had Jeff Fort. Let's talk about Jeff Fort in Chicago. A lot of people, he's doing life in prison right now, and they always pumping. He was a gangster. Nah, he was a revolutionary leader at that time. You understand? All of these brothers have some connection to the Moorish Science Temple of America and being a Moor. Elijah Poole Bey, like my name is Demetrius Bey. Elijah Muhammad, original name is Elijah Poole Bey because he was part of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Jeff Fort, the chief, was part of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The fort that they had in Chicago was for the Moors, the Fezzes. So I bring that up to say that Moorish science is something that Noble Drew Ali brought from the East to the West, 1920, at a time when we was coming out of slavery. We couldn't read and write. There was a lot of things happening. And this man is coming, bringing Islamism, the culture. A lot of people understand. You have Islam, the religion, but then you have Islam, the culture. Religions come from cultures. Cultures birth religions and not the other way around. Right. You understand? So Islam was a culture before it became a secular religion. You understand? So Islamism is that culture. And Moorish science deals with Islamism. Moorish science, we study Yahshua, not Jesus, because Jesus is a character that's blonde-haired, blue-eyed. Subconsciously, when you hear Jesus, you see a blonde-haired, blue-eyed man. But when you hear Yahshua, that's his true and real identification name, and you're going to deal with his true appearance. Hair of wool, skin of bronze, copper colored. You understand? So when we deal with Yahshua, we deal with Confucius, another man who brought the science of the chi. Yeah. Confucius was a Moor. He was a Asian, slanted eyes, everything Asian, but his skin had melanin. Yeah. He was a Moor. Muhammad, we follow Muhammad and the teachings of Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad. And we follow Buddha. That's 4 directions: east, west, north, south. Just like you have the 5 fingers of death. Mm-hmm. To master martial arts, you have to learn the 5 techniques. It's the same type of science. The 4 sciences that we deal with is Buddha, and Buddha teaches us detachment, the science of the breath, and the science of not connecting yourselves to the things of the world. Separating yourself from the things of the world that drag you down. Buddha brought a science, Muhammad brought a science. So no one prophet has it all. So what are we really fighting about? What is really all the religions fighting about? Because if you study all 4 of these prophets, they all intertwine. They all intertwine. You know what I'm saying? They speak about Yahshua going on a pilgrimage to Tibet and learning and sitting down with the masters in Tibet. Then Yahshua going to India and sitting down with the Moors in India and getting that science. And he probably had a pilgrimage other places as well where they had masters. So he was born and then he's 30. What happened in between those times? That was his pilgrimage. That's when he was learning from all sciences and cultures from around the world. And that's how he became a master of all sciences and cultures around the world. You can become a master of all sciences and cultures around the world. You can do everything Yahshua did, everything Buddha did, everything Confucius did, everything Muhammad did. Me and you can do. If we put forth the effort to master ourselves and the sciences of the masters before us. So that's what the science of the fez, like the science of the fez is the woman. The woman. We wear the woman on our head because we know the melanin woman is the one who brings about the future, which is the children and the sustenance that brings the children life, whether it's intellect, emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence. We honor our women in Moorish science. Unlike black culture and nigger culture, who degrades their women because they're taught to degrade their women. But your woman is the key to our salvation. Our women are the keys to our salvation and redemption. We uplift her, we uplift ourselves. I ain't gonna beat you in the head because we could be here. we could be here for hours. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Demigod, I have no issues with it because your message aligns perfectly with our show's vision, our company's vision of like transformation through faith.
So bring me on again, man. Bring me.
We gotta bring you on again.
Yeah, make me a part of it, man. Make me a part. Yeah.
So like, man, you gave us some deep insights, and sometimes we gotta simplify it for our everyday folks who's out there hustling, and they burning themselves out. They don't know why they burning themselves out. They're hitting their head against the wall, or they on the hamster wheel, so to speak. So, how do we turn these things into practical, empowering advice for those people?
You asked the right questions, man. Yo, the people out there appreciate your host, because everything that I have to bring you up out of that hamster wheel, to bring you up out of ignorance, to bring you into self-realization, you understand, and having confidence in yourself and self-motivation. He asking the right questions. Yeah, so let's get into it.
Let's get it.
Financial literacy. So my company is called More Money Entertainment. Of course, I started my company based off of multimedia, books, music, movies, TV, podcasts. Granted, okay. But then I had an aha moment. And while being in the community, I seen a need for what my aha moment entails. Financial literacy is very, very important, and it's missing in our community.
Yeah.
So our people that's hustling, especially the hustlers, especially the young brothers that's scamming and they getting money here and there, what you gonna do with the money? People that's working, the hard-working brothers and sisters out there on that hamster wheel, how do you get off of it? Well, my company and my movement, we are going to bring financial literacy, and we're going to bring financial resources to show you how the wealthy build wealth. One thing we deal with is precious metals. So what my company does, my company plays the middleman between other companies and other nonprofits and initiatives that we feel could benefit our people. We meticulously pick these companies and these people that we feel could help our people. We have a platform called 7K Metals that we have partnered with. More Money Entertainment has partnered with 7K Metals, which is investing in precious metals, gold, silver, platinum. Our people aren't taught this. Our people only know jewelry. We go to the jewelry store, we buy jewelry, but little do we know we're not getting pure gold and silver from the jewelry store. Mm-hmm. It's just like the drug game. That cocaine, that heroin is cut. By the time it gets to the street, it's not pure no more. Same thing with the jewelry. So when y'all going out there and y'all buying these Cuban links and y'all buying these diamond chains and gold chains, you're wasting your money, because the gold is not pure, the silver is not pure. It's being mixed with other metals and being watered down, and it's losing value. So that's why when you go to the pawn shop, the jewelry is worth nothing. When you go to try to get your money back, it's worth, first of all, he's not going to give you, because that's how he make money. But then he actually puts it under the microscope. And you don't know what he's looking at. You thinking you're official. But he looked and seeing it's cut with copper, it's cut with iron, it's cut with all these different base metals that loses the value. So now he tell you, I give you $100. You like, what? Hey, you know how much I paid for this? $100? Yeah. So the platform, you could go on a platform. It's a private platform. The public, it's not open to the public. You have to be referred and sponsored by a member already. I am your sponsor. So if you go on the website, K Metals, and you want to become a member, there's videos. We have educational videos that teach you about precious metals. It teaches you about the gold and silver market. It teaches you about inflation, teaches you about the dollar, the history behind the dollar, and why the dollar is not as valuable as it was 50 years ago. So all of these things, but Demetrius Bey, that's your sponsor. Yeah, I'm hustling right now.
Hey, get it on, man.
If you want to join K, you're going to need a sponsor. I'm your sponsor. Put in Demetrius Bey, DemetriusBey. Bey. So that's one platform. That's one way to build wealth. And you can use your money out your check every week to buy gold and silver and stock up on your gold and silver reserves, which will be very good because when they transfer the money over to digital, any gold and silver that you own is going to double in worth, triple in worth, of course. But now you have the power to leverage tangible wealth when they take the money away. You won't be, because of course we're going to have a period of time in between the time when they take the money and they switch to digital. There's going to be a time where people are not going to know what to do or how to get accustomed to this new way of financial, the new financial markets of the Western world. We're going to digital. That's where we headed. So you need to stock up on gold and silver. Another thing is life insurance. Life insurance is the number one way the wealthy builds wealth. So what my company has done, we have partnered with life insurance companies. 7K is also partnered with life insurance policies, whole life insurance policies, which is the best life insurance policies because you can borrow off of those life insurance policies and make moves. You can buy real estate, you can open up businesses and then pay yourself back, pay your life insurance policy back. We do that. We have 7 ways to wealth. Christina Yvette. It's a young lady. She's a millionaire. She's amazing. She knows how to create trust funds. Trust funds is another way to build generational wealth for our people and to build wealth for yourself. You could do a lot with a trust fund. A trust does a lot. You can put your businesses in the trust and your businesses are protected. Anything that you put in the trust is protected from seizures, from lawsuits, from divorces. If your wife or your husband's trying to take half of your earnings, you can put it in the trust and you're protected. So trust funds is another way. So we have 7 ways to wealth. We have the life insurance policies. We have 7K metals, and we also help you fix your credit. So we have Hudson Park Financial, where we help you get loans, business and personal loans. We have our criteria that you need to meet, but we help you get loans. It's another way to build wealth. So this is what More Money Entertainment is based on. It's not just based on music, media. It's not just based on entertainment. I want to branch off into the financial sector and open up those resources to our people.
When life's got us all feeling like a Wi-Fi signal in the concrete jungle, you just got to sprinkle a little bit of wisdom that you just gave us there. You didn't enlighten us, brother. I see you. 5th floor. Yeah. So, and just like that, man, you took us through a real good journey here today, man, through a landscape of just words, wisdom, and a whole lot of soul, man. Big shout out to you, Demi, for blessing us with your presence and insights today.
It's long. I appreciate it.
So is there anything else you would like for us to reflect, act on, and just for you, just give me the space right now to just be our guys for anything else you might want to put out there?
Definitely, I would love to definitely direct the traffic to all my social media, official Demigod, everything. So correct spelling, official, and then Demigod, Demegod. Follow me, moremoneyent.com. It's my website. Company is More Money Entertainment. We're on Instagram. You know what I mean? Follow my music and just follow my journey and tap in. Don't be afraid to tap in. I do speaking events. If you want to book me to come to your community and speak and bring these resources and bring this information that I have acquired, that I've been blessed to acquire, then yeah, hit me up, man. Let's do it, man. Book Demigod gmail.com. I got another album dropping. I got another book dropping. I got a couple books dropping. So just stay tuned, man. You know what I mean? We're going to be out at the BET Awards. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I see you there, man. We gonna connect there for sure.
That's a fact. You know,
Yeah, I'll be there.
it's going to be a big 2025. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Another announcement, too. I just got distribution. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So now I have the ability, independent artists that want to get their stuff out there. A lot of artists want to know, like, what's the difference between DistroKid, CD Baby, and then being on a major record label's independent distribution platform. And I want to tell you that the difference that I've seen as an independent artist, these platforms claim to be worldwide, but they really are not worldwide. So I have used all of them: TuneCore, CD Baby, DistroKid, RPM, and there's a few others I've used. But when I use these platforms, and then when I go to Facebook and I go to post, make a post, not a regular post, but a 24-hour post, you know, the post that lasts 24 hours, there's a white box that pops up that says your music will not be played. This post will not be played in other countries, in certain countries, because the rights aren't in other countries. So when artists ask me, well, what's the difference? I could just stay with DistroKid. Definitely. Independence, I came up under Prince. So Prince was the first independent artist with the artist on his face, changing his name and all that. He was my mentor. I came up under him and Londell. So I'm all for independence, but you're really not worldwide. You're really not worldwide. Your music really is not licensed worldwide when you're on these platforms. Getting with Red distribution, getting with Def Jam's distribution, Sony's distribution, these things can help you, especially if you have your own marketing budget. If you got your own marketing budget, you could use the same marketing Drake is using. You could use the same marketing, you know, Cardi B is using. The same people that's marketing their projects. Now you have an outlet and you have a way to pay these same people to market yours. So come see me, More Money Entertainment. I'm giving out distribution. Come holler at me. We could talk numbers. We could talk percentages. But let's get your stuff out there. You got a budget. Let's get it moving. Not only do I have music distribution, but I also have movie and film distribution. And we have our own production company. We got 4 Red cameras. So all the young brothers out there that got brothers and sisters out there that got scripts and y'all don't have resources, y'all don't have connections, holla at me. Holla at me. I got investors that if the script is fire, they're going to invest and they're going to buy your script. We got a production company that can, if you want to, if there's a different route you want to take with your project and you want to shoot it yourself, we have our own production company and we'll do that on a discount. We'll do that for $15,000. We'll shoot the whole movie for $20,000. We can do that. We have our own production company. So all of these resources, I do what I do, not just for me. Do what I do to spread the light and help the planet raise its vibration. I'm a light worker, point blank, period. I know who I am and I know what my purpose is. So, you know, that's who you're dealing with and that's what you're dealing with. And it's unfortunate that a lot of people in my circle, in my personal circle, have not taken advantage of everything that I've spoken about with you guys today. So I want you guys to take advantage of it. So hit me up, Instagram, Facebook, wherever, and let's get it. Let's make it happen.
Hey, this got to be one of the best interviews for 2025. What a way to kick it off, man. By, you know, being, you know, you came and you gave us some good stuff, man. And you're one stop shop.
One shop for everything.
It's there, man. We get our healing there. So, folks, I want you to take what you heard and let it resonate. I beg of you. And remember, the conversation don't stop here. Connect with Demigod on all the streaming platforms, dive into his music, dive into his literature, all of the other things that he has mentioned. We'll have that information for you. And as always, You can tune in to more transformative stories right here with the Transform You Media Network, where we take you beyond the beats. From Marcus DJ Potential Hart to all of you listening, thank you for riding along with us today. Stay tuned because we got more guests lined up who are ready to share their stories and spark change. Keep your spirits lifted, and as always, keep it Connecticut. We out.
As long.
Transform You Radio. You are now tuned in to Transform You Radio. You hear me? Check. I stand for what you stand for. I'm at your door like the landlord. I can see the future, yeah, I fast forward. I get on the mic and I transform. Follow me, I'm in rare form. Follow me on this world tour. The asteroid that you can't avoid. Small changes make impact. I ran for it, I stand for it, I'm not sitting back. You can leave the rat race or you can leave the trap. Come with me, let's rap. Take a trip and we pack. And we'll be right back. Yeah, come with me, let's rap. Take a trip and we back. And we'll be right back. Yeah, I stand for what you stand for. Hey, I get on the mic and I transform. Follow me on this world tour. The asteroid that you can't avoid. Follow me.